Texas, welcome to the MLS Next Cup. We start our week-long coverage today with a U15 round of 32 match between BW Gottschee Academy from Queens, New York and Real Salt Lake. Along with Rodney Wallace, 2015 MLS Cup champion, I'm Justin Galanti. So glad you're with us today. Let's take a look at the tournament format. 4 age divisions, U15 through 19. We're going to go for about a week and a half here and crown national champions in each division. It is going to be a ton of fun, Rodney, but let's start with today. Let's look at these starting lineups. They're very different from one another. One team has one guy score a lot of goals, and it's very diversified for Real Salt Lake.
Yes, for BW Gottschee, we have to take a look at Diego Colon with 22 goals. For Real Salt Lake, we have Anthony Ramirez and David Lora with 10 goals and 6 goals themselves. So it's going to be an interesting match. Looking forward to the talent, looking forward to some goals and good energy.
Now our keys to the match are brought to you by Adidas, and you segued that beautifully. Diego Colon right there. How do you stop him if you're Real Salt Lake?
I mean, really, 22 goals in the season. I don't know if you can stop him, but Real Salt Lake has to do a great job keeping the lines tight and making sure that there is no gaps in between the lines.
And on the Gottschee side, it's going to be a bit of a challenge, obviously, going against a club that is affiliated with an MLS club, obviously, and plays that style.
Yes, so BW Gottschee is going to have to adapt to a different type of style, a style that Real Salt Lake has been implementing on these players since the start to the professional level.
So we are just about ready to get underway. We are going to have north of 20 matches for you over the next 8-9 days. It is going to be tons of fun, and we will crown national champions at the end of it. But we are underway, and the MLS Next Cup has begun here in Frisco. And one of the main things to talk about very early on, Rodney, is the heat, right? It's not so bad right now, but the high, I don't even want to say it, it's 105 today. When I got off the plane yesterday, I almost melted.
Yeah,
so
I felt the exact same thing. You're not alone, but yes. No, it's going to be important to also take advantage of these hydration breaks. They're important at every single level, not just the professional, but especially these kids at this age. They're going to need to stay hydrated and stay focused so they can continue to rise and play well throughout the whole match.
And one thing to note, these U15 matches are 40-minute halves, so a little shorter than 45, so you'll see. From the older divisions, here comes the captain, Luciano Larrea, trying to run this down for Gottschee, but it comes in on the keeper for Salt Lake. William McKay, he's an 08-born player, so he's only 14 years of age, one of a couple 14-year-olds playing for this 15U Salt Lake club, and we got a chance to talk with their coaching staff prior to the match today. And what were the first words out of their mouths? You said, what's the goal? And they said, try and win, but they said, win again. These are the defending U15 champions.
Win again, and that's going to be the difference, right? Gottschee has, it's a club that's much smaller. Real Salt Lake is a club that has won it before, so they're looking again to repeat this winning streak with a whole different club. But it's going to be an interesting battle between these two teams because of the different levels. But they're all here, so they're all competing.
Go off for a kick for McKay. Now, if you're with us on Twitch, you can ask questions throughout the matches over the next couple of weeks.
We're here. We're here.
Now, I know you probably want to ask Rodney questions. I don't know why anybody would have any questions for me. But if you want to talk to a guy who won a national championship at, I don't know, the best university in the country.
I would say so, University of Maryland. I would say so.
The Harvard of the Mid-Atlantic.
That's what they say, right?
Or an MLS Cup champion with Portland. We will be here with you, and we'll be updating you on the brackets in every age division all week long. This is going to be a ton of fun, and the finals are going to be played over in Toyota Stadium, just a couple football fields away from here, but it is going to be an outstanding week. Now, what do you look for when you're watching players of this age? I mean, you were telling me on the car ride over, you couldn't imagine having this stage and this opportunity when you were 15 years. And
Watch it.
Move, and
there it is. Ooh, in the post. Did it go in?
I don't think so. What a save. That was a beautiful move by Xavier Gozo, who has 7 goals this season. Let's take another look at it.
Great individual play here. Great combination. He takes the dribble, does a drag step, takes a shot far post, hits the post. But the goalkeeper makes a great save. Should that have been a goal? Maybe. But what we're looking at here is the creation of that whole play.
That's up off the hand of Jamani Stapleton. And a free kick coming for BW Gottschee. I don't know if underdog is the right way to put it, but when you hear one side on their bench prior to the match saying, why not us, I think that's probably a fair characterization of Gottschee today. Coming out of Queens, New York, this is a club that's named after a city in Germany, and they don't have many German players left in the club, but that's the origination. But a much smaller club, as you were saying, and you know, you probably have to take advantage of some of these set pieces if you're going to spring a little bit of an upset today, right?
Yeah, 100%. Right now, Gottschee's on the ball, and these are the chances that they're going to get. I don't know how many they're going to get, but once they do, they have to be in these positions and make sure that they're precise with their attack.
And that is in and out of the hands, and it's a corner there as Irvin Radoncic sent that on target, and McKay couldn't quite hold on to it, so here comes a corner.
And we're here, Justin. So you are asking, who are the favorites to win the U15s? And from what I would gather, I would say that LAFC has a big chance of doing it. New York City FC, another club that has the potential to do it, and Real Salt Lake, who were the champions last year.
Now, nobody is a holdover from that club. Here's Larea, the captain, trying to play one into the middle, but Stapleton sends it all the way down the pitch, and here comes Salt Lake on a run once again. Anthony Ramirez to his left foot, just outside the box, and that is well handled by a player that the Gottschee coaching staff pointed out to us, Mateo Cocote. They said they're a club that, you know, really focuses defensively and then just kind of relies on Cologne to score goals for.
Yeah, and that's okay, right? It's okay to say that. They're being quite honest. They're not a club that feeds into a professional level. So they are relying on the one-star player, and they also have other players that are supporting cast and they rely on as well. But with 22 goals, I think it's fair to say that this team performs at the level that he can get to within each individual game.
I'm curious your thoughts, you know, when you simply look at a stats page and you see one guy has 22 goals and no one else has more than 4. If you're on the Salt Lake side, you know, how do you game plan to try and take one guy sort of out of the match?
To be honest with you, it's quite difficult because you have one player that has 22 goals. So then you look at the sheet and you say we have to worry about him. But then who else do we worry about? So it's kind of for Gottschee, it's actually an advantage because there's a mystery behind who the supporting cast, and what can they bring to the game. So realistically, for Real Salt Lake, they have to be aware of the whole team.
You know, my favorite part of the morning so far.
Talk to me.
And it's 9:06 local, so it's been.
Besides the fact that it's 105, what's your favorite part?
Well, you went over to the Gottschee bench and you said, all right, so if Cologne doesn't score, who does? Who has the second most goals? Everybody looked at each other. They had no idea.
Yeah, no. I don't know if that's a good sign or not, but you know what? I'll take it as they know their roles and they know exactly what each player needs to be doing to do their part in order to get the best results here in this cup.
Well, Gottschee's had a good bit of possession thus far, 6:45 in, but Salt Lake on the attack once again. Gozo had that shot off the post a bit earlier. Now Luca Moisa. Structure here. Can Salt Lake get one on? Oh, what a save made. Suarez Sanchez.
The cheeky little play right there with the pass inside. It's almost as no look, but you can see the combination play of this team. Real Salt Lake, they're used to playing with each other for a long time, practicing in ways that are a bit more elevated, so you can see these different types of attacks that are a bit more surprising.
You can see early on that Suarez Sanchez is going to have a pretty special performance if Gottschee's going to have a chance to.
Correct. And you know what? The best part about this is that Gottschee can hurt you at any single moment. So this is not like you said, this is not an underdog story. This is almost as if Gottschee, it's 11v11. They have a real chance of winning this.
I'll tell you what, nobody from Queens, New York has ever considered themselves an underdog, right?
And that's the thing too, right? So maybe it's on our part to stop saying that. You know what?
They called themselves New York Tough.
And I agree. I understand the New York way of life for sure. Playing at New York City FC, I can definitely understand the work rate and the pride and the confidence.
Come off for another throw for Gottschee. We're watching round of 32 action in the U15 playoffs, and then a little later on today we'll have U16 round of 32 match here between Atlanta United and the Baltimore Armor Academy.
And here live on our Twitch goggles, yes, this is awesome that we get to showcase these players at a young age. Especially, they want to get to the professional level. They want to go to college. Some of them want to go from Real Salt Lake or Gottschee to Europe. Whatever their dreams are, it's good to have them on display and be able to really showcase your talent. So if you're about making those moves, making bigger moves in your career, this is the place to be right now.
The Gottschee coaching staff told us that the Instagram stories and feeds have been utterly filled over the last 2 days.
As they should.
Yeah.
As they should. Listen, I played in this complex growing up as well, and if I had Instagram during these times, I would for sure be blowing up my IG, my Twitter, whatever I had.
Well, you're putting together some good stuff this morning.
Hey, you know what? We're just here to help each other, man. We're just here to help each other. We're here to put these players on the map. That's all we're here for. It's really not even about us.
We have our coaches mic'd up as well for this match, which is awesome, and we'll have that all week, and we appreciate all the coaches for doing that, and the assistant coaches were pretty fired up that they can still say whatever they want since they're not mic'd up. We'll have sounds of the match throughout as well. It's going to be
Great run right there and behind the defender.
This is Dylan Guggen.
A great recovery speed too. But again, you see Gottschee, they know themselves, they know the style of play, they know exactly what to do when each of them gets the ball. So to be able to see a player go from inside to outside and get the ball behind the back of the defender, that's a good sign. That's a good sign of a club that's playing in a good system.
It's been an interesting first 10.5 minutes here because obviously the two chances have come on the Salt Lake side, but you'd have to say Gottschee's had the better of possession outside of the two chances.
And that's going to be a key to this. It's the fact that possession counts, but what we're here for is it's winning, and we win with scoring goals. So both teams have to take advantage of the fact that they get into these final thirds. They just have to take care of the ball and make sure that they execute.
Well, you see there on twitch.tv/MLS, you can join in on the chat. Awesome, you guys are streaming the youngins from goggles_lives or lives. Good question. But here's an opportunity, but the flag is up and offside against Gottschee. We think it's awesome too.
Wait, so Goggles, you played for Gottschee, or you played against them back in the day? And what club? And if you didn't, what club did you play for?
Cologne, bit far out,
and that's okay. That's a good chance. That builds his confidence and allows him to know that he can find pockets of freedom to create his own play. So whenever you see a striker get their first shot like that, it's a confidence boost. No matter what, no matter where it goes, it's good to be a bit selfish and take those chances in order to get used to the game.
You know, when we talked to his teammates, they said, he's really good, obviously. Look how many goals he has. But a lot of it is his positioning and his work in the attacking third. It's not always really the highlight reel goal from him. As we all Salt Lake on attack once again, and it's deflected in and handled easily by Suarez Sanchez, who has been active and excellent in the early going.
It's just another chance that is coming from the attack of Real Salt Lake. At this point, we see them actually going from outside to in, and now it's changing the scheme of the game because before they were attacking from small pockets inside.
Just going back to your point earlier, you said you played against Gottschee growing up.
Correct. They were a difficult team. I think the confidence that the New York teams have, it's a real thing. It's a fighting spirit. You knew that you were going to almost get into a I wouldn't say a fight, but it's going to be a physical game no matter what. Dark horses of the U15 age group, Justin.
Who we got?
Are you saying Gottschee, or are you talking about your personal club?
Oh, just wide there from the captain, Luciano Lorea, as Gottschee starting to build something. in the early going.
And there it is. It's a combination play between the two forwards. They're used to playing in the diamond, but now you see who just struck that, Luciano, and that's another good sign, because it's not, the attack is not just coming from one player. Now we have the second forward, the captain of the team, Luciano, getting involved, and now you have two players basically activated with confidence.
You always, or you said when we went over to talk to the Gottschee bench earlier, you could tell he was the captain before you saw him put the armband on.
Exactly. Yeah, I went up to the Gottschee bench. I just wanted to talk to the kids, man. I just wanted to vibe with them and see what the game is really about these days. It's I wanted to see the little things, like who's running the music and what the environment is really like. But as soon as I went to go talk to him, Luciano came right away, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm the top dog. You need to talk to me before you get to these other dudes."
Throw here for Salt Lake.
Just when you're listening to this, you're listening to the communication. These players are really committed to each other. They're not really holding back on what they want to say to each other.
How important is that? I mean, obviously, you're working yourself to do what's asked of you defensively, but communication all the way back through your keeper is probably even more important.
Yeah, and these are the little details that come from training. It comes from knowing each other. It comes to knowing how to talk to each other, and it must be a bit difficult at 15 years old to really understand the player that you're playing next to. But it is very important from an early age to be in constant communication. And you're not always going to get the best feedback from your teammate at this age, but the fact that you're able to give feedback, and the fact that you might be able to receive feedback in a positive way, it's a good sign for the development.
Now, one kind of note on these two is Real Salt Lake. Ooh, that's got to hurt.
Shake it off. But there is a concussion protocol as well. So be mindful of that these are also their kids. So we have to protect them more.
It'll be a corner won by Xavier Gozo, who's been very active. So Real Salt Lake, this is the same coaching staff that won the U15 bracket last season, and they stay in their age groups and move along. The coaches stay at the age group, whereas on the Gottschee side, it's the same coaching staff that's been with some of these players since they were 9 years old. And they were saying, we know them, we know their families, we know their friends, we know everything about them. Just different the way things operate. I mean, you're not going to say one's better or worse than the other, but just different.
Exactly how you said it. It's just different. And that translates itself into the game as well. The way that each team plays, you can tell why each team is here. What's the reason? How did they get here? The tackle.
It's actually a pretty nice temperature at the moment, but it is going to get warm today, so good that we're kicking everything off.
You're under the shade, bro. These kids are out there playing in the blaze.
That's true.
In the blazing heat, you're very comfortable. Good for you.
Well, they closed the shade behind us about an hour ago, and I have to say it was life-changing.
It did make a big difference, actually. I am no longer sweating. So let's get back to this Twitch though. Players to watch for Real Salt Lake. Anthony Ramirez, for sure, 10 goals. Then we have Xavier, who is actually very, very, very involved in the attack right now. He actually reminds me of Buchanan from New England. Not just because of the hairstyle, but the fact that he's able to take players on one-on-one each time that he gets the ball. If he continues to do that and focuses on that aspect of his game, it's going to take him very far.
So Real Salt Lake with a free kick here. See if they can test Suarez Sanchez once again. Luca Moisa and Dominic Barrios standing over it.
And they're most likely discussing what play they're going to run, because for sure they have done this in training.
Opportunity, a strike, and they score!
There it is.
Stapleton puts Salt Lake ahead 1-0.
There it is. And then you go celebrate. Go celebrate with the squad. It's a great strike, too. He took that on the bounce. As soon as you hit it, as soon as he hit it, you already knew that he had a chance. He had a chance to get that in. But it seemed to be a deflection as well. But it's the reward that Real Salt Lake get from their constant attack. And they've been in this. They've been in the box throughout the majority of the game. They've been knocking on the door, and finally, there you have it. The first goal of the tournament for them, and it's not a goal. So I'm doing all that talking for nothing.
I guess they're waiting for this off. Yeah, the flag up. Late offside and no goal. So take that one off the board.
Never mind to everything I just said.
Hey, you know what? They went through the full celebration, so nobody was all that aware of it. Let's take another look and see if you see where that call came.
What are we seeing here?
Well, the call was offside.
Didn't see it on the VAR, bro, so. Good skill right there. Luciano showing that at his size he can still hold the ball.
So the second touch was offside. So it's scoreless nearly.
Good.
20 minutes.
Good. That's one touch play. That's very good. Just the recognition alone that you don't have that much time in the middle of the field and playing it outside. Guanaco Gaming. It says, the title says El Salvador versus USA. Interesting. And it does. Why is this? I'm about to report that MLS for doing this.
Diego Colon. And easily handled by Will McKay. So asking if you are, how did these teams get here? Real Salt Lake overall record this year of 12-5-4. They were 7-4-2 in league play, which was third in the West. 17 points, an impressive 5-1-2 record in the Northwest Division. And this is a team that's only been defeated once in its last 16 matches. On the Gottschee side, though,
great play in behind.
Here's
Luciano's open.
Good recovery defensively there.
Offsides.
Gottschee is unbeaten in its last 8 matches and 16 of 17. So two teams in excellent form coming into MLS Next Cup.
And we can see it right now, the way that this game is shaping up. The longer that this game stays 0-0, the more of a chance that Gottschee has to really get a result. You never know what's going to happen in tournament play, but the beautiful thing about the game is that it will give you surprises for sure. And the game isn't fair at times, so don't be surprised if Gottschee comes out here with a result. And here we have the Gottschee coach talking to his players and telling them that they are too far apart. They need to keep the lines tighter because they are being exploited in the middle, in between the gaps. So making sure that the lines are tight it's a thing that we hear a lot, but it's real. You don't want to have that many gaps for the players to sneak in behind and get open chances. As you saw Luciano right there, Real Salt Lake had a high line that was split in the middle, and Luciano was able to get a ball in between.
See the weather, 88 degrees right now, 45% humidity here at the Toyota Soccer Center. What an absolutely beautiful place to host this event.
It doesn't get much better than this. This is the professional level. This is the big stage for these players. This is their chance.
Guggen gets around one. Deflected up in the air as Salt Lake recovers once again. Cologne well over the bar, but once again, I mean, momentum starting to shift a bit in Gottschee's favor.
Yeah, the tables are starting to turn right now, and we're starting to see a more even match, which gives Gottschee more confidence, and it adds a little bit of fear to Real Salt Lake. realizing that it's still 0-0. So the longer the game goes on, the more pressure it puts on the defenders. 88 degrees. Yeah, it's not, for us it's not that bad, bro, but I can only imagine for these kids. At the same time, they're young, so don't get it twisted. They can probably run for they run for days.
And they also are have an easier time getting up in the morning than we do, right?
I mean, the amount of games that they play in such a small period of such a small window, it's incredible. I remember when I was 18 years old, when I was 17, just playing a full 90, and the next day the reserves would have training, and I would still want to be involved in training right after the game. Like, that's something that you cannot do anymore, and that's just because of the sports science has just developed into a whole different level where everything is calculated. That's a foul.
No whistle, and they play on. Larea sends one ahead. This is an onside play and an opportunity. Cologne just wide. I mean, you can see why he is so dangerous.
Ooh, so close. So close. These chances don't come back. These chances do not come back, so you have to put them away. But again, it's the combination playing between these two, right? Cologne, Luciano, they really do complement each other, and I think that Real Salt has finally realized that they do have a problem in their hands.
So we'll take our first hydration break here in the 25th minute. No score between BW Gottschee and Real Salt Lake in what has been an entertaining match thus far.
It has been an amazing way to start the day. I'm not going to complain. This is beautiful, being able to watch just young talent develop and hopefully see them in the big stage at some point, not very far from now. It's definitely it's a privilege. But yes, Goggles, this place is it's beautiful. The whole setup, the amount of fields that they have, the exposure that they have, the quality of grass surface.
Let's take a look at the two chances that have been very high quality for Salt Lake so far.
And here we got Xavier Gaza right here with the drag step. Puts it back on the outside. Shoots it far post, hits the bar. And the goalkeeper, who's had a lot of action, makes a good save.
And this one was the goal that we thought was for Tremonti Stapleton, but eventually whistled offside on the second touch.
I don't mind the strike, though. I'll take that any day. The way that ball just came off his foot, you already knew he had a chance.
Another comment for us on Twitch from, I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you for joining in. Excited to see the youth ball out. Yeah, so are we. I mean, you were telling me on the walk-in this morning about how full circle this is for you, obviously after a long and extremely successful career to come back and see these kids, 15U through 19U here for this tournament, getting their opportunity on the big stage.
Yeah, no, and it's true. It is full circle because I have played on these same fields that these players are on, and I played here at a club level in nationals. I played here in a collegiate level with Maryland, won a national championship here at the Toyota Stadium. So for me to basically be able to graduate from field 1, 2, 3 to making it to the stadium field and being able to win a collegiate championship and then be able to go play as a professional, it's what these players aspire to do. This is what they want to do, and this is what I want to see from them. I want all of them to be able to get that chance, but realistically, not all of them are going to be able to do it. So it's about the trajectory of your young career and what you can do now in order to prepare you for what's next. Players to look out for in this match. Amin. So Justin, tell Amin, run it again, because Amin just joined us. I think he joined us a bit late, eh?
I guess so.
Come on, man.
So Gottschee, obviously their leading goal scorer, Diego Colon, 22 this season. Top 2 goal scorers for Real Salt Lake, Anthony Ramirez with 10 and Xavier Gozo with 7. And I think Gozo's been pretty impressive thus far.
He's staying wide. He's staying calm. He knows his game plan. Look at that. He's keeping the defender. He's keeping his left back in check by just doing simple give and goes, getting the ball to feet. That's really what the game is about. Keeping the other player guessing and being better than your opponent each play.
I think one of the most impressive things is the poise of these players at their age. Getting this opportunity on this stage, obviously kind of on the showcase field here, field 4, at the Toyota Soccer Center. I mean, if it was me when I was this age, I'd be as worried about the camera.
There's a chance again. Ooh, that's a good play. That's a good play from the wings. That's a great place to be. That's a great place to receive the ball. Put the ball right across the goalkeeper. And that's a hard ball for the center backs. It's a hard ball for the left back, because now it's about your positioning. How are you viewing the play? How are you viewing the man? So connecting those pieces in such a fast pace, it's difficult even at the highest level.
And that was Ramirez and Gozo trying to link up the two we just highlighted, as this is played all the way back to Will McKay. Nearly a half hour gone and no score yet between Gottschee and Real Salt Lake. As we said, Salt Lake won the U15 championship a season ago. Turn it over here for Guggen.
Running right in front of the defender. This is going to be a good battle.
Stapleton and Cologne. Stapleton able to escort it over the sideline and a goal kick.
A lot of body right there. This is going to be a good battle. Oof, risky. Down the middle. Luciano.
Oh, here we go for Gottschee.
There it is.
Big chance for Cologne. Thought he had it.
Space Turkey. First of all, before I answer any of your questions, Space Turkey, can you please tell us why your name...
Cologne! Oh, how did it spin off the goal line? My goodness.
Those chances like that, I'm gonna say it a lot, those chances don't come back. No matter how old you are, these are the times to be great.
Well, Gottschee is on the front foot at the moment. And they have won a corner here. Take another look at this.
Great play right there. Those small plays right there, they make such a big difference, and they allow players to get chances right in front of the goal. But look at that. Regardless of the strength, it's all about just the fight. Cologne did a great job to keep that ball in place.
Second corner here for Gottschee. Can they make something happen off it? I don't know if you'd agree, but it seems like Gottschee's been a bit quicker to the ball over the last couple minutes here.
I think the confidence, they're just growing with confidence throughout the game. And I think they're starting to understand the way that the miscommunication at times. These kids are clever. Don't underestimate them. They're clever, especially at this age with all the ability that they have and the confidence. That's a free kick right in front of the goal.
That is Axel Oriostegi, who is down, and Salt Lake has a player a little older in the academy named Axel Kai, and the coaching staff said that's Big Axel and we have Little Axel.
Okay,
This is Little Axel.
this is not the OG Axel.
Apparently not.
But this is the young homie Axel.
Exactly.
Yes, Mara. How did that not go in? That is a great question. That is a wonderful question that I had for myself, but I think it was because the way that the player leaned back. I think it was Luciano. He leaned back before he even struck the ball. Sometimes you get a little bit too excited in front of the goal.
So here is Luis Rivera as well as Dominic Barrios with a big opportunity for Salt Lake. Rivera over the bar. So difficult, right, when you're that close to the wall to try and curl it around. And Sometimes you can tend to send it over like that.
Yeah, you really have to master it. You have to practice. These aren't things that you just get. You don't just go and take a free kick. You have to at least take 20 of them in training, I'd say, every other day in order to perfect that craft. Who do you have winning this, by the way? Do you know yet?
Oh, I don't make predictions because predictions are usually wrong.
Okay.
And I don't like to be wrong.
Oh, it's okay to be wrong, dude. Relax. Relax.
I don't know. Do you have a winner?
I don't yet. Okay. I am not.
I'd like to see everyone play first.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah. I don't have a winner yet, but I am getting to know each team and the players, and I'm a fan of the game. So later on, in a couple of days, I'll have an answer for you.
All right. We have the finals are on July 2nd and 3rd. I'll give you my picks on those 2 days.
All right, don't be wrong.
If I wait till then, I have a 50-50 shot. Right now, it's whatever 1 out of 32 is, and I was not a math major. So.
Okay, so on the Twitch chat, please send in questions that you have and comments and whatever you know about these teams as well. The more that we make this into a community, the more exciting it will be for everybody, and the more that we can get to know each player and these specific teams. And then I can make some predictions after that.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I'm here to learn.
We've got a guy who's won at every level of soccer in this country sitting next to me. So anything you want to ask him, whether it's about this match or anything, he is an open book, correct?
Yes, correct. Ask me just about anything. I'm here for you.
Just about anything.
Hey. Like the little individual cut play right there.
There's Gozo again. Salt Lake doing a good job playing in space. This a bit over Gozo, and it will be a goal kick here for Suarez Sanchez, who was tested quite a bit in the opening moments of this match. He's been able to relax a little bit, though, over the last 15 or
and you can see,
so minutes.
You can see he wants the ball exactly at his head, and he's a bit frustrated with the service. But I don't mind the service wasn't that bad. What I didn't like is the fact that I didn't see enough Real Salt Lake players in the box attacking that ball.
Which coaching staff do you think is happier with the way this match has gone so far?
I would definitely say Gottschee. I think Gottschee, that from what we heard from the coach, and I think that for them to be in this position right now, obviously everybody is ambitious and everybody wants to win, but for them to be 0-0 against the top club that won the championship last year, this is a big moment for them, and it's important to take advantage of the chances. I'm going to continue to say that because, again, anybody can win this, but this is when players for BW Gottschee become great, and then they go to clubs like Real Salt Lake.
And as you said, the longer this match goes along, it remains scoreless. You close in on a point where it might just take one opportunity and one goal to win.
There it is. Mini David Luis, the Real Salt Lake team. Are you saying that because of the hair?
It's great.
Nose though. Nose to 10. That's what I'm referring to. So we're live on Twitch. So any questions that you guys have, again, hit us up. I want to ask you guys on Twitch, who is the favorite to win it for you? And who are your favorite players to watch for?
You know, as much as we can pick favorites and say who's an underdog and who might not be, anything can happen in one match, and we see it every single year in tournaments like this one, where something you don't expect goes down.
Ooh!
Well, here's a big-time opportunity.
Oh no!
Lorraine.
Luciano, you gotta shoot. There.
Oh, big save!
And there it is.
Rebound score! Gottschee, 1-0 in the 38th. It's the captain, Luciano Lorraine.
Luciano coming through with the goal for the team. Representing Luciano, I don't know if he's representing Queens, but Gottschee's representing Queens right now. New York is up 1-0. big-time play from this club. Individual effort right here. What a through ball and what a run. The cutback. The awareness to play with the other forward. And then having a strike on goal is just going to give you the opportunity to get these goals right in front of the box. And what a wonderful play. It's awesome to see these players just succeed, and these moments mean so much to them.
So McKay made the first save, but Luciano Larrea finishes. And Gottschee leads 1-0 on the goal in the 38th minute.
Now what are we seeing from Gottschee? Now you see their aggressiveness. Now you see their confidence. That's just what happens. Just one goal will switch the momentum. But to be fair, Gottschee was knocking on the door too.
They were. Certainly had their opportunities here in the first half.
Hey, también hablamos en español. Entonces para los que están viendo este partido y no hablan inglés o piensan que no pueden decir nada porque solo estamos hablando en inglés, no, también hablo en español. Entonces cualquier cosa, para aquí estamos. You know what I'm saying, Justin?
I assume you were saying that
he's going to say no comprendo.
I have a guess, but it's probably not worth making.
Go ahead. You don't like to be wrong, but go ahead.
Did you say that if you...
Yes, I did. You got it. Yes, Mara, yes, we are at the game. We're here live. We're in the big stage, baby. Let's go. I'm pumped. This is awesome to see.
How much does that change the tenor of this match as we approach halftime?
It changes everything, and it changes the way that Real Salt Lake is gonna play from this point on. And what we want to see, does Real Salt Lake remain composed, or do they panic and now start to make silly mistakes just to try to get a goal?
3 minutes of added time here at the end of the first half with Gottschee up 1-0.
I like that. Center back, keep running. But at the same time, I mean, you also have to be mindful of the timing, of the weather, of the amount of runs that you're going to make in a game. Got to run smart. Running hard is cool and all, but running smart is better.
Don't forget, later on today, a 11 a.m. local start, we'll have the U16 round of 32 match between Atlanta United and Baltimore, which is going to be an interesting one. If you had to make a guess early at who the favorite at U16 might be, Atlanta United might be the choice. They are 20-0-1
ATL.
season.
Yo, Xavi won. MLS Next ain't all that. That's how you feel? Why do you say that? Every time people make a comment like this, I want to hear why, because I want to learn. So why isn't this all that? For me, it's just about everything. But we all have our different opinions. But I like it.
See if we get anything in the final minute or so.
Omar would like to see LA Galaxy take it all. I actually saw him at the airport yesterday.
Did you?
Confident group.
Oh, I thought you saw Omar.
No, I didn't see Omar. I didn't know Omar like that. But I know I saw the Galaxy players. And when you're wearing a badge like the LA Galaxy, a club with so much heritage and so many trophies, you can walk a little bit with a little swagger and whatnot around the airport with the gear. Yeah, you've earned it.
No doubt. It was pretty cool going through the airports. I mean, you came from the West Coast, I came from the East Coast yesterday, and seeing, countless families and players and coaches coming down here for this event.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's definitely a thing that parents have been looking forward to as well. I mean, they spend so much time, they invest in the kids, in their kids' emotions and all of the things that go into professional youth soccer.
Wow, late opportunity coming here for Salt Lake.
Was that a foul?
That was the call as Luca Moisa, one of the younger players on this Salt Lake side, went down to the pitch. And this will probably be the last thing we have happen before we hit the halftime break here.
ATL U15 is going to win it all the way. That's what I'm reading. That's not a statement for me. That's what I'm reading in Twitch. So chill out, everybody. Goggles, thank you by the way. I feel like Goggles on the chat whoever it is, they're on our side. They're defending the MLS Next, and I appreciate that because it seems that you know about the tournament, you know about the game. So
let's see how Gottschee defends this opportunity. Off the wall, deflected. Opportunity score! Oreo Stegi levels the match at 1.
44th minute. What a great time to get a goal right before halftime. The momentum has now shifted because now we go into the second half. Real Salt Lake wants more. They want to finish this game out. So now is Gottschee gonna rise to them? Are they gonna rise to the occasion, or are they gonna shrink a little bit?
The guy they call Little Axel.
Little Axel, the young homie Axel, not the OG Axel. He might become OG now after scoring this goal. Who knows?
I wonder if Big Axel's watching right now.
I love it.
5th minute of added time here in the first half.
Game on. I mean, NYC, you are correct. Game on.
And there is the whistle for half. We went scoreless for about 37 minutes. And then it was BW Gottschee scoring first, Luciano Larea. Then the answer from Salt Lake that it's 1-1 at the break. We'll take a break and be right back here from the Toyota Soccer Center.
Boys are good. Drinking lots of water, right?
We are back in Frisco, halftime between BW Gottschee and Real Salt Lake. It is 1-1 at the moment. And one of the cool things we are going to have throughout this MLS Next Cup is sounds of the game. We have head coaches for all the teams that we broadcast for mic'd up. And you're going to get to hear what goes on the sideline in a match of this importance, this high pressure. And this is going to be cool insight that we are going to have throughout the tournament. So let's take a look at the sounds of the game from the first half today.
Lennon, the first few minutes, let's be smart, yes? Lennon, be aware of that long ball. They're going to look for you. CJ, stay. No. Try it. Take him.
Yes.
Goal! Goal!
Come on, Gozo. Stretch it out. Come on. Dásela. Where's Axel? Axel, go higher. Higher. Luca, find a new matchup now. Not casual, Jamani. Come on, locked in. You're always going to have that time and space, and now you just need to decide what it is. Think about the wide with. Oh my gosh! Hey, everything has to be done the right way. It's too casual. When it becomes casual, you give him a chance.
So those are our sounds of the game brought to you by Adidas. And now let's take some questions from our Twitch. You can chime in all tournament long, twitch.tv/MLS. Let's start with Justin 012707. That's not me. That's somebody else named Justin.
Justin, why are you on Twitch asking your own questions? This guy's out of control, guys. I'm sorry.
Who are the favorites to win the U15? Well, we talked about this earlier. I will make a prediction at halftime of the championship match, but you are free to make a prediction right now.
Oof. It's hard for me to make a prediction because I haven't seen all of the teams play, so I can only focus literally on what's in front of us. So right now, I like Gottschee. Right now. I love both teams, but I like the way that Gottschee has gone about this game.
Let's make a promise. Tomorrow, we'll give predictions.
All right. Cool with me.
All right. So we'll give you the favorites tomorrow. Dark horses of the U15 age group. I don't think there's any doubting that, the way Gottschee has played today against last year's champions, you would have to call them a dark horse.
I'm actually going to ask the question back. I want to. Who are the dark horses of this cup? Because we obviously have the Real Salt Lakes, we have the LAFCs, we have the pro teams, right? But what about the other clubs?
And these clubs don't know each other all that well. They've played each other in the past, but that's really only stylistic. They haven't played each other this year in terms of how this specific side plays. So it's always interesting to see how the MLS-affiliated clubs take on the smaller academies, let's say.
Right.
I was told the next one's a comment, not a question, so that always scares me. So glad I have this to watch. I shouldn't be scared.
Hey, but you're on a 3-hour... Oh, hey, come on. Omar L17, you're on a car ride. I hope that you are just listening because...
I hope you're not driving.
I don't need you driving and watching these games. You know what I mean?
But 2 exclamation points would have made me feel like he was really so glad. But let's get the information, hopefully, in the second half.
Hey,
Where are you driving? And hopefully you're not the one driving, right?
Facts. MLS breaking news, though. LAFC's finalizing a deal to sign Gareth Bale, which would be... Once this goes through, it'd be huge.
Yeah.
Just a player with that caliber, I would say at a proper age, and I think he wants to prove the fact that he is a top international player. So for a player like Gareth Bale to come into the MLS, he's going to have a lot to show for, especially with him with his situation in Real Madrid right now.
Well, that's some good breaking news that we can talk about more in the second half. We'll take one more break. Gottschee, Salt Lake, level at 1. and Real Salt Lake. And before we can start the second half, let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. It was an action-packed first 40 minutes. These halftime highlights brought to you by Adidas and Rodney Wallace. Plenty of chances.
And then we have it here where we're attacking the flanks. Here we have Real Salt Lake. We have Gottschee, number 44, with the drag step. Gets a shot to the far post, hits the bar, and then the rebound. Not so lucky, but great save from the goalkeeper. Good awareness.
Yeah, Jack Suarez Sanchez made 2 really tremendous stops in that first half that kept it scoreless for quite a while. And then this was a big moment in the first half.
The combination play. This is what I like to see, the small creative pockets that these teams are operating in, and the fact that they're able to execute in such small distances makes it exciting.
Well, Diego Colon was the one that we told everyone to look out for, but the captain, Luciano Larrea, has made a big impact in this match.
Luciano has had a great game, in my opinion, and the way that he's combining with Colon has been excellent.
So this was a disallowed goal from little Axel Uriostegi. A late whistle waved it off. It looked like Salt Lake was up 1-0. It was not on the late call. And then everything changed from there as Gottschee started to turn up the heat.
And then you see Colon just making sure that ball stays in play, and so close. But the player leaned back and wasn't able to fully connect. Could have been a PK? Maybe. But the fact that they got to the sidelines and they're fighting for each ball is important to see. And great run right here. You see the player being able to cut inside and create chances. Great strike in front of the goal, and then what?
Eventually, in the 38th minute, Larrea puts Gottschee ahead. So the team from Queens that said, why not us, took the early lead, but very late in that first half, Real Salt Lake had the answer.
And here we have it, a free kick. Maybe we get a little bit of a mistake from the wall, but those things happen when you put the ball in the right place, and it just falls for Axel Uriostegi. And again, this has been a player that's been involved in their attack, and it's just rewarding to see him get the goal right before half.
So it was funny because right when Gottschee scored, I said to you, boy, does that change the tenor of things as we get towards halftime. And then Salt Lake scores and ties it. So talk to me about both coaching staffs. What do you think the conversations were during the break?
So now the tables have turned, right? The momentum is now for Real Salt Lake just because they've scored so close to the half. So now Gottschee has to realize that Real Salt Lake is here to win this, and now that they have the momentum, it's up to Gottschee to know what they're going to do. Are they going to back down, or are they going to continue their attack with Luciano, with Colon? Are they going to continue to go and look to get goals forward?
So you see the teams taking the pitch for the start of the second half. Level at 1. Goal in the 38th minute from Luciano Larrea for BW Gottschee, and then in the 45th from Axel Uriostegi, Little Axel as his coaching staff called him. And we become tied as we start the second. And this is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, you have the defending champs against a smaller academy that's been around for a long time.
A lot of history.
Yeah, from Queens, New York. And it's a very tight-knit, together group.
As it's a club team. Yeah. It's a club team environment. And it's nice to have them here on the big stage. And it's good to see players like Luciano. Not the biggest players, not the most known players, but a leader. And you can see why he's a leader, because he leads by example, by scoring big goals in big games.
So here we go. Second half in the round of 32. And all of a sudden, you know, when you have these tournaments, and you say, okay, there are 32 teams that are coming here in each age group, right? That happens, and it feels like, okay, we're here, but you got to do a lot to win the title eventually. You win one match, all of a sudden you're in the final 16, and that dream becomes even more real.
It's just a chance, right? It's just a chance. All you got to do is win I wouldn't say win the first game, but win every single minute. And then let's see where it takes you from there. Coming out with a result in the first game is so important to the confidence that you get from the whole team.
Justin Delancey, Rodney Wallace, so glad to be with you. Remember, if you're with us on Twitch, ask us questions.
Yep, we're on Twitch. We're live. We'll be live. Pura vida. No soda. Sostico. Son ticos.
Feels like it's going to be important the first couple minutes of the second half here for Gottschee to weather the momentum that you talked about Salt Lake carried into halftime.
Yeah, it's really about what they want to do. What do they want to be known as? Do they want to be known as the club that came here and made history?
Never bad to be known for making history, right?
No, not that bad, right? But I do like to see the fact that Real Salt Lake wants to come out and play from the back. It just shows that they are sticking to the way that the whole club plays. It's a philosophy. So if the first team plays like that, the youth team has to attempt to do, I wouldn't say exactly the same, but keep the same mold.
Yeah, I missed part of the conversation that you were having with the coaching staff over on the Salt Lake side, but they were saying
they're out. They're out. Yeah. They're out.
They said we do everything the same from the first team, second team, and the academy teams, down to the number of coaches and trainers and video people we bring to every match.
Yeah, that's the big difference, right? So we were at the Gottschee bench, and they have two coaches, right? The two coaches that have been with them since they were 9 years old. We go to Real Salt Lake, and now we see the physios. They have two physios now. We see the administrative side. We see the training staff, technical, everything. So we see the video. They have a production. They have photographers. It's a different level. But once you're in between those lines, none of that matters. Show me the money.
Remember, 40-minute halves here in the U15, and it'll be 45 in the age groups 16, 17, and 19. We'll be seeing U16 later on this morning, and that's going to be a fun one between Baltimore Armor Academy and Atlanta United. Atlanta United, unblemished, unbeaten so far this season. Perhaps the favorite in the U16 division, but still tons of business to sort out here in the U15 round of 32. And the real cool thing is that, all the U15 matches are going on at the various fields around the complex here. So we will very quickly be able to fill in the bracket and see which 16 teams will be moving on.
Yeah, the games are happening. You can hear the parents. You can hear the fans. You can feel the excitement. Look at the space that the defender is allowing them to have to combine. Got a lot of space and good recognition. Running in behind is so important. It keeps the defenders guessing. What a beautiful touch. Speed, strength. I like the chance. That's great build-up from Real Salt Lake to get from the back to literally having an individual chance on the opposite side of the field.
Xavier Gozo has been a standout so far.
Gozo has been on fire, and respectively so, he is a player that is a difference maker for Real Salt Lake, and I'm excited to see the growth of this player. Okay, back on Twitch. Let's see. Goggles, what have I missed on Twitch? What have you missed? You're a correspondent here. I saw a comment somebody made about paying to play for MLS Next, and I just wanted to see and hear people's opinions on what these tournaments and what these experiences for these clubs should be like. In your opinion. That's a deeper side. I took it. I went too deep on that.
I don't know. I mean, I'm an extremely surface level type person.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but
no, I try not to stay on the surface.
No, but you were telling me on the way in today. I mean, this when you were younger did not exist. But,
me? Sorry.
Yeah, but you played in something similar to this What do you think this experience is like for, a 14, 15-year-old kid getting to come play on this stage, and then you're going to get a match likely broadcast here that anybody's going to be able to watch around the world? It's got to be pretty awesome.
I mean, growing up, I had the ability to play on these fields, but I didn't have a full broadcast team talking about my talents and supporting me in a world stage. So it's cool for these players to have us, and we're here to have the players and the clubs back. This is about exposure. This is about more than just coming in here and talking about soccer. I want to talk about these players and their ability to change the game, and how do we push these players in a direction where they can become professionals.
And one of the cooler parts about this is obviously there's not a ton of background, right? We kind of just come in with rosters and statistics, so you get to watch these matches and just purely based off your eye test.
Yeah, based off performance.
Yeah, see who really stands out to you.
Yes, and that's another thing, right? So me and you here, Justin, we're here to also get to know these players and their tendencies and what the clubs are about. And one thing that we do know is that Gozo he's been a problem. He's been a problem for this Gottschee defense, and it's beautiful to see that the team recognizes that. Real Salt Lake recognizes that isolating him is the best way to get the most out of the player.
You see what he can do. Obviously, a pretty big size advantage for him at this age group. And you almost feel like one's coming for him today.
He's heating up. That's what we call heating up.
Okay.
He's heating up.
Do you play 2K?
I used to when I had time to play video games, Justin.
All right.
I don't have time to play video games anymore.
Well,
but anyway, tell me more.
But in 2K, you make a couple shots and you get that little fire under the player, and they can't miss. So that's what you're saying. Gozo is right now.
That's from NBA Jam.
Yeah.
He's
don't
heating up.
they grow also in NBA? No.
Yeah, they can.
Okay.
They can.
They become the Monstars, basically. Thought about watching Space Jam on the plane yesterday, but I heard the new one's not great.
Yeah, but make your own assumptions, right? I actually heard the same thing, and I'm like, man, you know what? I'm gonna watch it.
And?
I'm going to watch it.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what LeBron's doing with his acting.
Well, LeBron's going to have we talked about this at halftime very briefly. He's going to have a new supporting star out in L.A., it seems, as Gareth Bale is going to be signing with LAFC, it appears.
It appears like that is that's really a big sign for
32
MLS.
years old.
32 years old. 32 years young, in my opinion. 32 years old, I feel like some players are actually at their best in their career at times. Some players are on the other end of their careers, but there are a lot of players out there that 32 years old are at their best, at their peak. So I'm excited to see what LAFC does with the signing.
I mean, when you're 32, you are more than double in age of what we're seeing on the pitch right now, but it's kind of the time that your athletic peak meets the peak of your mind.
Yes, and let's not forget that these players have the chance to signing a first team contract and being Gareth Bale's teammate. So it's not that far off for these players to get to the bigger stage. It's not far. It could be tomorrow, depending on how they perform. Somebody can get hurt. Maybe they need a player. And those are opportunities. Those are when players make the best opportunity. That's when stars are born. Small moments like that, and being in the big stage, being able to have a broadcast team backing them up and lifting them. That's what's gonna make it. That's also gonna make a difference for them.
A couple substitutions here, one each side. Blake Donahue comes on for Gottschee and Kevin Hernandez, who has 3 goals this season for Salt Lake. So one thing to note as we are in the 51st minute, for the playoff matches this week, if it's tied at the end of regulation, teams will proceed directly to kicks from the penalty mark. which will be a best of 5 rounds. And then if it's tied after the 5, each round will be sudden death. And that is going to be extremely exciting if we get to that in some of these matches. And obviously 51st minute, 1-1, obviously worth bringing up now. That is something that the MLS Next Pro has had this season, and everybody absolutely loves it. And it'll be a lot of fun this week as this comes all the way back down to McKay. And in the 52nd minute, he sends it down the pitch. 1-1 our score. Justin Galanti and Rodney Wallace, thrilled to be with you from Frisco, Texas, and the Toyota Soccer Center.
Right in behind the defender. What a ball. What a run. Cut back. Got to get the shot off. Got to get the shot off. Okay, composure. Combination play.
And they score!
There it is.
We said Gozo had one coming.
There it is. Wonderful play. That ball in between the lines and the diagonal run, it never disappoints. And getting the ball out to one of your best players, one-on-one, isolated, for him to be able to put it far post like that, that's elite. Love to see it. Boop. It's a one-touch goal.
Beautiful. And how about Kevin Hernandez, who made that happen just coming off the bench?
Composure. Composure. It's really hard for a defender, for the goalkeeper to save that in between the defender's legs. It's almost at times automatic for that to go in because of the angle. And it's a skill too. That becomes a skill. You can actually plan to shoot that way. Plan to shoot in between the legs of the defender as he tries to block the ball.
So Xavier Gozo gets his 8th goal in his 20th match of the season. And now Gottschee is playing from behind for the first time in this match. And it will be interesting to see how they adjust style now trailing 2-1. They told us, right, they are a bit of a defensive-oriented team. So when you have not a little time left, but maybe if we advance 10 minutes here and you're still down 2-1, how you change how you play when obviously you need a goal.
Right. How do you adjust? How do you adjust to the adversity you're facing right now? It says a lot about the mental of these young players as well, which is super important.
And when Gottschee scored in the 38th minute, you said you were curious to see how Salt Lake would respond. Would they panic? Well, a goal before the end of the half, a goal pretty quickly out of the half. And it is 2-1 Salt Lake. As we'll have another substitution here for Gottschee. This is Ben Caston
right back.
coming on, appearing in his 16th match of the year. So Gottschee finished second in the Northeast Division, and they had the best goal differential of all the teams in the 15U Northeast, 2.56 goals per game and a 0.78 goals against average. Both those numbers were the best in the division, leading obviously to the best goal differential, but trailing 2-1 at the moment against Real Salt Lake, the defending 15U champions, as this is handled by McKay, as Gottschee was looking for Cologne once again.
Good decision by the goalkeeper not to rush into that play and to really analyze the bigger picture, and knowing that there was danger if he would have made that pass, that throw. Back on the Twitch. What do we have on the Twitch? Oh, by the way, yeah, so I saw that that MLS Next clubs, yes, they are free, and an independent club you'd have to pay. So I mean, there's a big difference in the systems of these two teams. But it was, yeah, the whole play, that whole goal from Real Salt Lake, the whole play started from the back, and it was nice to see the team get rewarded by staying true to their philosophy. I mean,
So here comes Salt Lake once again. This is Gozo, and a good play defensively, still on attack though. Rio Stegi runs this one down as Salt Lake continues to press forward, now leading 2-1. This is the time where, if you're Salt Lake, you might be feeling one more, and we'll be pretty comfortable.
what a touch.
Big save made there.
Did you see what he did? Gaza just got the ball flicked over the defender off a wonderful touch and tried to get a shot on goal. This is a player that understands his position. He understands where he is on the field.
Long run, Blake Donahue. And Giovanni Stapleton. And a foul against Donahue.
Good play by Giovanni right there to stay in front of the ball, making sure that the Gottschee player can't get there. Covering the ball, making sure that there's enough distance between the attacker and himself. Being able to use his size and speed. That's experience that he's watching the best players in the world do this. And that's what he wants to be. He wants to be a top defender in the professional level. And these are little things that go a long way for him. In my opinion, Gottschee has to do a better job when they have the ball in the attack to get numbers in the box. You're down 2-1. If we're going to attack, have a couple numbers, but don't be exposed.
Take a look at the Salt Lake sideline. Trailed 1-0 towards the end of the first half. And they have taken a 2-1 lead on Xavier Gozo's 8th goal of the season in the 52nd minute. And as the temperature kind of heats up as we get later into the morning and into the early afternoon, they'll also ratchet up on Gottschee needing to find an equalizer here in the round of 32.
It's nice to watch these games. It's nice to see these players rise to the occasion. It's actually even interesting to see the players that don't rise to the occasion. Big time players, maybe they don't show up for a big game. So then we start to get to know their tendencies.
And the pressure is definitely higher.
Cut. Good decision.
Jacob Miranda. Hernandez, who set up the last goal. Gozo! A strike just over the bar.
What a strike from Gozo. What a strike. This player is showing his class.
And that was off a touch.
It was a touch. That's a corner, yeah. He's a step above, isn't he?
It certainly looks that way.
I hope he continues to play this way throughout the tournament. But it is when losing you go home, right?
Single elimination in the playoffs. So you take a look there at Sergei Balatasko, who came on at half to play keeper for Gottschee. Jack Suarez Sanchez was the goalie in the first half and played very well. Just allowed the late goal.
I like the idea. Continue to play though. You gotta play throughout the whistle. Sometimes you won't get the foul, and if you stop playing, the other team will capitalize on that.
So remember, these are 40-minute halves in the U15 division. So 20 minutes left right now. At what point does it become, for lack of a better way to put it, go time for Gottschee, right? It's always go time, I guess.
It's go time at all times. It's right now. I mean, there is no time to figure out when do you want to form your attack. I think doing it as soon as possible, solving the problem as soon as possible, and being able to capitalize on the chances that you do create now. That's what That's urgency.
Goggles checking in on Twitch again. Thanks for the commentary. It really is fun to see all the young talent, and some of these players have really stood out in this match. And don't forget, ask questions.
Hey, Goggles left, man. We lost a good one.
He left.
He left. He went to work. We lost a good one.
Oh.
It's all good.
See, that's why you don't get jobs, people.
Please don't listen to him. Oh, yeah. So you're saying, like, basically, enjoy what you do.
Exactly.
I like that.
What's the saying?
No,
If you,
yeah. Say it. You got
if
it.
you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Wise words from a decent man.
But any questions you have at all for myself, I don't know why you'd have any, or for
We're learning.
a guy who's
We're learning.
won at every level of soccer in this country, ask him, as this is Sebastian Valdez, who is tied for second on this Gottschee team with 4 goals this season coming on. Irvin Radoncic coming off.
And if you're a Real Salt Lake fan, are you excited with Gozo's performance? Are you looking forward to his growth? What do you want from these players, and who do you want to see come up, and who would you like to see be a player that gets signed to the first team? And are players in this chat that ambitious? Do some players want to stay at a certain level? Do all of the players want to go pro? That's a valid question, you know what I mean?
Talk about the whole decision-making process as you grow up playing soccer in this country.
Sometimes it's not even up to what you want to do. It should be up to what you want to do, but sometimes your career and how you go about your youth play, sometimes that determines that tells you the destination itself. But it's really about what you want to do. Do you want to stay at this level? Do you want to go play college? Do you want to go play pro? Do you want to be a professional at 15 years old? Yes. Okay, well, if you do, then start doing the little things right.
See, back to his feet there.
It's cramping.
Diego Colon. Let the yellow come out, and
Those hydration breaks coming. They come in handy.
that'll be very soon. Ooh, I'm just seeing this comment. Predicted top U15 scorer of the tournament. I think Gozo has to be the early favorite, right?
Well, it'd be nice to see. It'd be nice to see Cologne get on the score sheet. And let us know why those 22 goals are on record.
And here's the thing, right? We see what everyone sees. Everybody sees that he has 22 goals and no one else on the team has more than 4. So everybody tries to take him out when they play against Gottschee, and nobody has been able to do it this season.
And that's why you see players like Luciano get the goal, because they're so worried on one player's performance that they forget that there is other quality out there on the field.
Good ball forward for Jacob Miranda. And out to dive on it is Balatasco, who came on at half, as we said. 65th minute here, still 2-1 Real Salt Lake. Gozo's goal is standing up at the moment for the defending U15 champions.
So I'm reading here that Philadelphia Union and Real Salt Lake have the best academies in the MLS, and I wonder why you think that, actually, Aqua Supreme. So let me know why you say that. Besides the fact that maybe you are a fan of Philly or Real Salt Lake, what do you know? Tell me. Little Axel is the best player in Real Salt Lake. This is what TTJJ was letting us know.
Little Axel has one of the goals today, as this easily fallen on In the 66th minute, we have a hydration break coming shortly. As I'm not sure if let's check the temperature here. Have we hit 90 yet? Yes, we're at 91 right now. High says it's 101 today. So those hydration breaks, obviously important.
In behind again. Real Salt Lake is utilizing the space that they're giving them out wide.
Kevin Hernandez.
Individual play, Kevin Hernandez. And I don't mind it. Maybe find a pass, maybe find a shot. But the fact that he made the run, the fact that he got the ball and he was able to keep the ball, that's what I like to see.
How difficult or not difficult is it to come on as a substitute late in the match and make an impact quickly?
And it's a beautiful thing to be able to come off the bench and make an impact. It really says a lot about how tuned in you are into the game. At whatever age it is, if you're able to come in, make an impact, it means that you're connected with the game and you trust your abilities.
So we will take our second hydration break of the match here in the 67th minute. And while we do that, why don't we take another check on our Adidas sounds of the match?
Come on, Tony! Come on, Tony! Tight! Reaction! Good job! All the way, Luis! All the way, Giamatti! Good job! Good job, Axe. Good job. Aware, Dom, aware. Fast to get to channel. Set the line and read the body! Challenging! Oh,
Yeah! Come on! Go on!
Sounds the game presented by Adidas, and how great is it to have that insight? And it's almost like a sense of relief as much as anything when you score the goal. I mean, you are hanging on every moment right there. And right now, BW Gottschee is running out of time a little bit, trailing 2-1 here in the second half. And let's take a look back at the goals today. It started with Luciano Larrea in the 38th minute.
Luciano Larrea combining. Then we have a strike, gets the goal. Luciano is there again, almost as if he knows that the ball can get to him. And that's important to see, a player that is willing to be in front of goal at all times.
Then it was Little Axel in the 45th minute right before half.
Little Axel, a player that is well known in the youth system here. It gets the opportunity to put his team in a good position right before the half, which is so important for the momentum.
And it seemed like, Xavier Gozo was building towards one all day, and he finally got one.
We talked about Gozo heating up, and this is what we want to see from a player, a winger that's able to play with his left and then shoot with his right across the goal. That is elite. That is high level attacking. That is high level performance from him, and I love to see the confidence that he has.
You see him there chatting with his teammates, Axel Uriostegi. Right now we've got a good debate going on, I guess, between Salt Lake fans in our Twitch chat, who their favorite player is on this U15 roster between Little Axel and Xavier Gozo. I mean, they've obviously both impressed us quite a bit today. And looks like you got an answer to your question before about the person who thought that Salt Lake and Philly have the best academies.
Trying to keep up with the Twitch, and it's nice that everybody has something important to say. I'm following along, okay? So just so you know, your comments and what you're writing, your opinions, it's all, I'm looking at all of it. I'm trying to keep up. We are trying to keep up as much as possible.
Yeah. It's kind of what life's about, right? Trying to keep up. Whistle and a foul there going against Salt Lake. So how do you expect what we see in the next 20 minutes, the last 20 minutes, to differ from what we've seen in the first 70?
It's now about who wants it. It's now about Do the big players step up in these moments? Do teams make adjustments? Do coaches make the right decisions in order to put their teams in the best position to lock out a game or to get the goal to stay alive? So these are all interesting things to see, far beyond what just the players put on the field. It's also good to see what these coaches are able to do. Are they creative enough to make changes, to change the game?
Well, as the old saying goes,
Talk to us.
big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games.
Yep. Where'd you get that quote from? I know you watch. What movie did you watch it?
You know, I don't know.
By the way, guys, Justin is, as you can tell, just a wise man. With that.
You might be the only one to ever say that.
I got you, bro. We're all here to boost each other, right?
Well, numbers in the box was something you said would be important for Gottschee here late in the second half. Had it there, but couldn't get anything away.
But you see the risk that they're taking. They take a big risk by having every single body on the attacking third. Now they have to try to catch up with a player that has been doing a great work individually, but we see the defending right here. This is a wonderful thing to see, the recovery. And I don't mind the risk taking. I don't mind it. It's now or never. But it's about being organized with those risks.
Yeah, I mean, there's at this point, right, there's nothing to save your last-ditch efforts for.
Yeah. And like I said, that's why we talk about how important it is for coaches to manage these moments. Because, yes, you want to get numbers forward, but you don't want to be exposing them back. Are you able to have players that are defenders that maybe are taller and are going to be targets for the set pieces on the attacking third? These are all things that we want to take a look at.
So 73rd minute. Looks like one of the other Salt Lake teams that are here is kind of gathered behind the goal and is supporting the U15 club here in the round of 32. How about that footwork?
Love that. That's confidence coming out of the back.
We're going to have a sauce meter.
Sauce meter.
Throughout the week here.
I like that. So you have caliente. Caliente is like the maximum, would you say?
I think it's a 1 to 10 scale.
Okay, so not like...
But we can call it whatever you want.
Okay. Like super hot.
Yeah.
That's 10. Atomic. Like your wings at Clucky Chicken. Shout out to Clucky College Park.
Throw coming here for Salt Lake. And when you talk about, risk versus reward and leaving yourself vulnerable, this comes over for Hernandez. Another opportunity perhaps for Salt Lake. And Hernandez bumped off once again. That is Lennon Harrington, who the coaching staff pointed out to us in our pregame chat as somebody to watch out for on the back line for Gottschee.
Yeah, he's had a solid game. Not the most known player, but these are the players that get to stand out. Some players come here, not many people know about them, or maybe a smaller team like Gottschee, and these are the players that have the opportunity to make it to that elite level. In my example, I wasn't always the flashiest. I wasn't the biggest. I wasn't. I didn't have a lot of the things that some players had at my age, like a complete package. Some players did, but I was consistent in what I did.
Salt Lake on attack once again. Gozo with 2.
Gozo. Golazo. That's a golazo. And you know why? That's because that's a first touch goal. No, that's a goal with his left foot now. So we see him go on the right, score a goal on his right, and now he's showing us that he can score one touch with the left. So for me right now, if you're listening, if you're watching on the Twitch as well, Gozo is our new favorite player, would you say?
Has to be. A brace in the round of 32, getting hugs on the sideline, big smile on his face. And let's give a little credit to Kevin Hernandez.
Exactly. I love that. I love that you highlighted him because he is a player that's been making a difference and he's been looking to connect with Gozo. It seems that they have a good understanding. Yeah, Gozo's next level, so he's being called up to the U15 national team, and I think clearly we can see why.
He has been outstanding as Gottschee looking to generate something in the late moments here, trailing now 3-1 against the defending U15 champion, Real Salt Lake. I mean, Gozo's the kind of guy, right, that he walks off the bus, and you might guess he's that dude.
Why are you saying that?
Well, he's bigger than everyone. And
you know what I like about him, and you're spot on actually, just because of his confidence. And I know that's what you're referring at, but the fact that he knows he can run past defenders like this is so important, and that's okay. He can take this to the highest level. No one's gonna tell you to not dribble. So do that and do that well. Be the best at that.
Wins the corner for Salt Lake here. But it's always great to see the guys that, you know, stand out prior to the match actually stand out in the match.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see, right? And it's an interesting thing to see when players are well recognized for a specific thing that they do well. Maybe it's 22 goals, but it's a different level, right? You're playing against an academy, and now you're in a bigger stage. Your performance might not be the same as if you were playing FC Delgo back home, things like that. So it's good to always see the difference in levels and how these players measure up to each other.
Jose Reyes just came on for Salt Lake. Thinking about maybe adding to this 3-1 lead. So the winner of this match will move on to the round of 16 to take on the winner of Philadelphia Union against New York Soccer Club, which is going on at the moment. The two winners will meet in the round of 16.
I mean, NYC, I agree with you. Talking about sauce levels, yes, that is composure with the left foot, and you saw the composure with the right foot. So there's no doubt for us that's a player that can make a difference in this tournament. Unanimous Phil, correct. I agree. He's a player with hunger. I think he realizes his potential, and he's utilizing what he's being taught and applying it in the right place at the right time. I got eyes on me, so I got to perform. That's how he feels. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, and this is an opportunity for every single guy on the pitch, not only for their club and their team to win a national championship for the age group, but also to prove what they can do individually against, you know, the best of the best in this country.
And that's the thing too, right? Performing, recognizing your individual talents and knowing where you want to go personally, but what about the team aspect of it? Does the team aspect play a big role in your individual success? I think it truly does. And if you play for your team, if you play for the badge, I think that is going to be well recognized, and it's going to help your performance, and it's going to help you get to the next level. So being able to be team first at this age is very, very, very important.
Well, right now, Xavier Gozo has a couple goals, and Real Salt Lake has a 3-1 lead as time is winding down on BW Gottschee. Remember, the halves are 40 minutes, so we'll just have 30 seconds and then whatever added time there is. And barring some sort of, I don't know if miracle is the right word, but pretty close to it, BW Gottschee will bow out here in the round of 32, but I think certainly a very impressive performance against an extremely quality side today.
I love that. And I think you're spot on with that. You've been on point. You've been excellent, Justin.
Oh, so have you?
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
We're having a good time. We're going to have a good time over the next 8-9 days here. We're going to have more than 20 broadcasts for you. And, well, we're going to be hanging out for a while, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
We'll be here on Twitch as well, but don't come here just to troll Justin and myself, okay? Because I'm not playing with you guys. I'm here to watch some beautiful soccer. I'm here to watch some talent. I got time for the trolls.
Yeah,
the trolls and the haters.
Hey, if you've got good questions for Rodney, you know, you're here to answer them, but don't troll Rodney Wallace is what
Don't troll it.
we're saying.
Gareth Bale to LAFC, that's huge, right? What do you guys think on Twitch? Let us know your thoughts. Gotta play to the last minute. That's also important. And people, their coaches are watching from all over. I don't specifically know from where and what teams and whatnot, but these are the little things that if I'm scouting, I want to see what player on Gottschee has already put their head down and is finished. I'd count them out. I wouldn't say count them out, but I would let them know, teach them that those things are important, but they're highlighted.
Here's Hernandez. And broken up again by Leonard Harrington, somebody that has stood out for Gottschee today. Hernandez sent one through.
By the way, a player that has had a good game, a solid game, is Luis Rivera. A player that knows how to build from the back, taking the ball, moving forward with it. Taking a forward touch is so important as a center back, just to be able to break lines and then have a little bit more space to almost play as a number. You can be the number 10 as a center back, because if you step up, take a long touch, and now you're already past the forwards. Now you have the whole field. You can ping a ball diagonally and attack that way. So these are good qualities that we are starting to see from these players as we get to know them. And as I get to know more of you, Justin, we'll be here for a while. So we need quotes. We need knowledge.
Dropping knowledge, right?
Keep us on the feet.
So you see in top left-hand corner of your screen there, 4 minutes of added time here in the second half. And Real Salt Lake's 2 second-half goals, both from Xavier Gozo, have them just moments away from a win in the round of 32 and moving on to try and defend their championship last season at the U15 level. Coaching staff told us, look, these guys all had something to look up to last year. And now they want to accomplish the same thing that the U15 team did a year ago.
And I think that those kids that we're talking about are literally watching us and supporting the younger generation, and I love to see the unity and the support, and it means so much as a young player. If I have a player that I look up to, or a player that's in a position where I want to be, and they're here to watch me and support me, even though they don't know me, it's gonna allow me to play better. By the way, skills too wicked. Are your skills really that wicked? I would love to see that. Anyway, but you think LAFC is stacked? Why would you say that?
Seems like you disagree, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say stacked. I think they're getting results. I don't know if they're performing at their best right now. It's hard to say, but these signings that they've been making are going to make a difference in the later half of the season for sure.
Well, that ball was just headed right to our production truck, and it appears our broadcast is still on, so crisis averted. As we have crossed the 84 minutes, and we simply wait on the final whistle. As this has been a really, really good match to start our coverage here of MLS Next Cup here in Frisco, Texas, at the Toyota Soccer Center. And Real Salt Lake trailed 1-0, scored 3 unanswered goals, and the defending U15 champions are about to move on.
Poco Joe on Twitch. It all depends on how much it's Gareth Bale, but I see what you did. Wales Bale. Okay, I get it. But how much he cares about LA and if he's gonna come to golf or not. It's interesting you say that, because that's what the emphasis has been put on by the media. We never know what a player's going through. We don't know why he's not playing at Real Madrid, but he's made the decision to come to the MLS, and I wish him all the best.
So there is the final whistle. Real Salt Lake, a 3-1 winner, and they move on to the round of 16. And, well, sometimes when we have a man of the match to decide, it's a tough choice. Today it is certainly not a tough choice. Presented by Adidas, our man of the match. 2 goals, Xavier goes home.
What a player. What a performance today. Scored a goal with his right, scored a goal with his left, showed what he was about individually on the wings. On my personal take, it was a very good performance, elite performance, and this is the first thing for him in the tournament, and I cannot wait to see what's next and what's ahead of him if he stays focused and doesn't allow this moment to get too big.
So, that'll wrap things up for this one. U15 round of 32. Headed to the round of 16 is Real Salt Lake. Don't forget, coming up, Atlanta United and Baltimore Armor Academy. That'll be a U16 round of 32 match for our entire crew. And my partner Rodney Wallace, I'm Justin Galanti saying so long. Don't forget, join us in a little bit. Real Salt Lake beats Gottschee 3-1.